Hang on. Give me that bit.
What?
What you just did.
What that's?
Yeah.
Your graphics.
Yeah. Alright, anybody who's looked at our last book, 10 Delicious Teachers, if you go to the end, you'll see why this is relevant. Look, clean. Clean.
Okay. Rumple Crumply Stinky Pin. Sounds a bit like my husband. By Laurence Anholt and Arthur Robbins.
I don't think there's any way you can describe me as being pin.
You're Stinky Pin though.
Not pin.
Stinky Pin.
Pin's fin.
Yeah.
I ain't no fin. Oh. Hang on.
It's a black and white one.
They haven't done no colouring in.
Yeah.
That's like olden days.
If you owned it, you
That's
could colour
like
it
the
in
olden
yourself.
days when we were kids. When there weren't any colour.
Yeah, whatever.
There was once a country house where everyone had silly names.
Would you like to read what it actually says?
Well,
And not
what do you
make
think
it
that
up?
was then?
Well, it doesn't say anything about a country house.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's not... I did read it, but I added stuff in. I had lived...
Yeah. It wasn't quite right, though.
Have you done this before?
They were called Mrs. Mousedropping or Roland Camelbelly.
Ooh, no.
And they called their children Little Custard Lump or Teeny Tiny Toenail Clipping.
That's like you.
Thanks.
Yeah. But the person with the silliest name of all was the king himself, and he was very proud of it.
His full title was His Royal Niceness Marvin Edbeard Pyjama Dance Bird Whistle Gorman Geek Bobber Job Knee Pickle Burp Glub Glub Globber Blobbin Ew Paint Your Mother Green Junior the Third. Which is a pretty good name for a king.
That makes it a very long signature.
Yeah, look. That's what he's trying to do there.
Yeah. I'm glad that was your page.
Yeah, thanks. Now, in this country lived a miller by the name of Eyebrow Snail Socks. Eyebrow had a beautiful daughter who he was always boasting about. Not only is she beautiful, he would say. You could say it actually, because you're a bloke.
But she is clever too. My daughter can do anything. Why, I bet she could make string vests out of spaghetti.
Don't be silly, Daddy.
The girl would say, oh, that's the voiceover voice thing on. The girl would say, and everyone who knew old Eyebrow only laughed.
Is that your voiceover voice?
Yeah, voiceover voice.
But one day the king...
Viewer discretion is advised.
But one day the king, whose name I have mentioned, heard of Eyebrow's idle boasts.
Send your daughter to me.
He ordered.
Let's see how clever she really is. The miller was very frightened, and his daughter began to shake and weep into her apron. But the king's order had to be obeyed. Uh-oh.
Before she left, Eyebrow promised to buy his daughter anything she wanted to make up for the trouble his boasting had caused.
His daughter couldn't think of anything offhand except perhaps a little fluffy guinea pig for a pet. And this eyebrow promised her as soon as she returned from the palace, assuming she was still wearing a head.
And so it was that the young girl stood shaking before the king.
Do you know who I am?
He demanded in a deep royal voice.
Was that deep?
It was alright, yeah. That's fine. That's
Is that
fine.
deep enough?
No, the other one was fine.
Gone deep. I'm going deep.
Yes, sir.
Whispered the girl.
You are His Royal Niceness, Marvin Eggbeard, Pyjama Dance, Bird Whistle, Gorman Geek, Bobber Job, Knee Pickle Burp, Glub Glub Globber, Blobbin, Ew, Paint Your Mother Green, Junior the Third.
Exactly,
said the king.
Now your father has been boasting that you can knit string vests out of spaghetti. I have decided to lock you in a room full of spaghetti, and if it isn't all knitted into string vests by sunrise, I will personally tickle your armpits with a wet toothbrush. Saying this, the king swept out of the room and went off to practice signing his name.
You have to practice that a lot. The miller's daughter was in despair. She looked at the mountain of spaghetti and thought of the little fluffy guinea pig she would never see. Then she wept into her apron again.
All of a sudden, she heard a funny little laugh. Oh, 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 I'm going to tickle your tum-tum-tum.
There's no ho-ho there. It's just tee-hee-hees.
And looking down at her feet, she saw that... Down at her feet?
Yeah.
That's not down at her feet.
Well, whatever.
She saw the strangest little man she had ever seen. He wore a pointy hat and had an orange beard that was so long he had wrapped it round 3 times round his waist.
Do you want to do that or shall I do that?
Why are you crying, Miss Daughter? You're covering the spaghetti in pools of water.
I know.
She sobbed.
I had to knit all this spaghetti into string verse, otherwise the king will tickle my armpits with a wet toothbrush.
Uh-oh.
Well, it just so happens I'm a spaghetti knitter. There's no one faster and there's no one fitter.
Oh, please help me.
Sobbed the girl. The little fellow grabbed an armful of spaghetti and pulled 2 enormous knitting needles from his pocket. But suddenly he paused and looked up at the girl. He thought.
I'll knit your spaghetti at the double. But what will you give me for my trouble?
Poor girl searched her apron pocket, which was soaked with tears, and finally pulled out a soggy toffee, which the little man seized with delight.
The girl danced with joy as vest after vest flew from the flashing needles.
Clickety-click. We'll make these vests in a tick.
He's pretty good at that, isn't he? Early in the morning, the king brought the miller to watch the toothbrush tickling.
That was a very manly burp from a very manly truck driver.
Yes, dear.
Yeah. Of course, he couldn't believe his eyes when he unlocked the door and saw that every last bit of spaghetti had been turned into perfect little string vests, all with tomato buttons down the front as neat as you please. What did I tell you?
Boasted eyebrow snail socks, pretending not to be surprised.
I said she was clever. My daughter can do anything. Why, I'll bet she could make banknotes out of old fish.
Oh, Daddy!
Groaned the miller's daughter. But it was too late. The king was already ordering a room to be filled with to the ceiling with old fish. Right.
Is that the king?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
He shouted.
If she fails, I'll plant melon seeds between her toes, and if she succeeds, then I'll marry her.
Well, the miller's daughter didn't much fancy having melon seeds planted between her toes.
But on the other hand, she didn't like the idea of being married to the king either, especially if she was going to be called Her Royal Niceness Marvin Eggbeard, Pajama Dance, Bird Whistle, Gorman Geek, etc., etc.
Yeah, I noticed how you don't get to finish it.
Yeah.
As soon as she was alone with the mountain of fish, she began to weep into her apron. Surely no one could make banknotes out of old fish. Now she was sure she would never have the fluffy guinea pig her father had promised her. Suddenly, the room was filled with strange laughter.
Hold on a minute.
What?
She's already due the guinea pig because she did the knitting.
I know.
So that shouldn't be part of the contract.
The guinea pig
for
should
the
be
fish.
there already. I know.
Yeah, the guinea pig should have already been delivered.
She needs to go to Judge Judy.
Yeah,
about this.
Judge Judy and sue her father.
Sure, go.
Why are you crying, Miss Daughter? You're covering the fish in pools of water.
And the little man stood before her again, singing in his squeaky voice.
Girl told the little man about her father's boasting in the king's order that she should make banknotes out of old fish.
Haddock, Salmon, trout and plaice. Blow your nose and wipe your face.
That's better.
Don't forget to wipe your face.
Oh, you just did it for me. I was about to read then. You put your hand over my
I
eyes.
know.
She was just getting to the bit about the melon seeds when the little man pulled a printing press from his pocket and began throwing the fish in one end and pulling out crisp new banknotes from the other, singing as he worked.
I'll make banknotes at third double. What will you be for my trouble?
He's a country singer, country and western singer.
Okay. Anything, anything, promised the poor girl, frantically searching her apron pockets, but alas, there was nothing there.
Miller's daughter, you are my dad. You promised me your very first pet.
Well, you almost got all the words in there.
That, don't you even think about reading my lines. The girl gladly agreed, and by sunrise not one minnow remained. The room stacked to the ceiling with neatly folded, slightly smelly, banknotes. Let's marry immediately!
Shouted the king, throwing open the door. Eyebrow jumped up and down with delight.
You see? Oh, hang on. I can't remember his voice now. You see?
Something like that, anyway. More Ray
You
Winston.
see?
He yelled.
I told you she was clever. This girl can do anything. Why, I bet. But the miller's daughter was gone, down the stairs and out the palace.
Later, as he walked home, the miller began to feel very sorry about all the porky pies he had been telling and all the trouble he had caused.
So,
He's been eating the porky pies as well.
yeah. So, remembering his promise, he called in at the pet shop and he bought his daughter the cutest, fluffiest little guinea pig he could find.
Oh, that's going to cause problems.
Yep.
The girl was delighted and soon forgot about the horrid king and the strange little man. But that night, as she lay in her bed, listening to her new pet running around and around on his squeaky wheel, she heard someone laughing outside the door.
Now don't forget, we made a bet. I've done my work, I want my pet.
The girl didn't wear her apron in bed, so she wept into her pyjamas instead. Don't take my guinea pig, she pleaded. The little man felt sorry for her and said,
Okay, kid, we'll play a game. I'll give you 2 days, so guess my name.
He sings everything. He doesn't say anything.
looks a little bit like Willie Nelson.
In a flash, oh yeah, he was gone. The girl lay awake for the rest of the night thinking of likely names for him.
The next evening, the little man returned.
Oh, Miller's daughter, I'm all school left. If I gave you forever, you still wouldn't glad.
Okay, you can stop now.
Okay. But the plucky girl was determined to try.
Is it scrambled eggfoot?
She asked. But the little man only laughed and stroked his long orange beard.
Is it plum plum lemon mousse carpet ears?
She asked hopefully. The little man laughed even more.
Oh. Well then, perhaps it's Hubert Crumpet Trumpet Bum, the miller's daughter asked desperately.
Miller's daughter, you've got one more day, but you'll never guess it anyway. By my long orange beard, my name's much more weird.
The little man screeched with laughter, and in a flash he was gone, leaving the poor girl more miserable than ever.
The old miller didn't like to see his daughter unhappy, so at breakfast he told her a story to cheer her up.
I was delivering flour yesterday when I saw the funniest thing. There was a little man wearing a string vest made of spaghetti, dancing outside a tiny caravan, and he was singing the most peculiar song.
Can you remember the song?
Asked the girl, her eyes lighting up.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't very Winston.
It was, well, yeah.
Said her father. He cleared his throat and sang.
I sing and dance a little jig, soon I'll have that guinea pig. They can weep a bowl of tears, they won't guess my name in a billion years. It did make me laugh, I can tell you,
Yes, but didn't he mention his name?
shouted the girl. Whose name, my dear? Asked the puzzled miller.
The little man, you old toad!
Snapped the girl. Oh no, said the miller. He didn't.
The poor girl began to despair and a big tear ran down her pale cheek and into her boiled egg.
Don't cry,
Said her father.
I can tell you his name. It was painted on the side of his caravan. Rumple Crumply Stinky Pin Magician Spaghetti Vesta Speciality.
That's it!
Cried the girl, clapping her hands with joy.
That was me clapping my hands with joy.
Okay.
Okay.
Sound effects.
Yeah.
It's nearly as good as the graphics.
Yeah. That night, as she was feeding her guinea pig, the little man appeared again.
Come on, you kid.
Didn't
Have
say
you
you,
given
kid,
up
just say
yet? Don't waste your time. Just hand me the pen.
I'll just try again,
Said,
the clever girl.
oh, don't need me.
I might be lucky
Leave me
this
under the
time.
table, that's violent.
Is it Benny Badgerbrain or Eddie Earwax Eater?
The little man rolled with laughter.
Perhaps it's Trevor Telephone Bone Helicopter Head?
The little man was lying on the bed, kicking his legs in the air.
I'll have one last try, said the miller's daughter. And the guinea pig is yours, is it? Rumple Crumply Stinky Pin.
The little man almost choked with rage and vanished in a clap of thunder, filling the air with a strange smell of burning spaghetti and old fish. Bit like your dinners on a Sunday.
Oh, I'll remember that, love. Next time you want a roast dinner,
Yeah.
you won't be getting one. So the miller's daughter lived happily ever after with her guinea pig and her old father who hardly ever told lies anymore. What's that for? Yeah, well, you just dissed my cooking. And that ginger cake in the kitchen, you're not having any more of that either.
Go on. Go on.
What?
Camera, get the ginger cake.
No, it's right. Go on.
They want to see it now.
No.
They said that. What will you call your little pet? Asked Eyebrow Snell Socks one day. How about Guinea Winnie Winky Pigs?
No, that says wigs.
Winky Wigs or Pinky Pokey Porky Piggy Pants, because I was looking at the one underneath at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, Daddy.
Said the girl.
I think I'll just call him Fred,
That is a very silly name.
said Eyebrow Snail Socks. And it was.
Moral.
A guinea pig is for life, not just for Christmas.
Yeah. Go on then.
Go on then what?
Graphics.
Oh, I thought I was going to go and get myself
Yeah.
a big piece
No.
of ginger
While
cake.
I'm doing the graphics, you can
Yeah,
go
you
and
do-
show them.
You do the
Quick, hurry up
graphics,
then, because we.
And I'll eat the
They
ginger
don't watch
cake.
after 15 minutes. Come on.
It's fine.
Get the ginger cake. Show them.
No.
Why? You should be proud of it.
Ginger cake. Well, I
You
am
should be proud of it. Go on.
No, it's right. I'll put a
Flat,
picture
show it
up
off
on
to
the
everyone.
site. That's
Show
fine.
it off to everyone.
Do your graphics.
What site?
Our website where we do read the stories.
How you just put a picture
You
up?
just put a picture up, brother. Come on.
What is a video? No, you put
Come on.
videos up, not pictures.
Okay, well, I'll show a video of me eating the darn thing.
And we ain't got Instagram, so we can't put it on
Come
there.
on.
A video of you eating it.
When you finish with the story, can you press subscribe? That would be lovely. It's free.
Lovely.
It's free.
Lovely.
Okay.
Chives.
And then if you do that, and then click on
The
the
bell icon.
the bell icon, ding-a-ling-a-ling,
Ding.
then YouTube will tell you next
can
time we
ring
do a
my
story, which will be in about
bell.
10 minutes.
Ring my bell.
And then there you go. If you click on the thumbs up, that would be lovely as well. Thank you very much. And then finally, press the arrow and share it on all your socials, because sharing
And your groups.
is caring.
In your social groups.
Yeah.
And caring is sharing.